Hey babes, and welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad to see you here again. Today we're doing a classy Valentine's Day look with affordable products only. The products I used are either drugstore products or products that are at a drugstore price point, so everyone can get this beautiful professional makeup look this Valentine's Day. While everyone on YouTube were doing insane bold looks, incorporating hearts everywhere looking like the heart fairy, I thought that most ladies would prefer wearing wearable makeup that will make them feel feminine, sexy, and confident, and be simply flattering. So this is what I came up with for you babes. It's a classic romantic soft look, focusing on pinks and corals on the eyes and cheeks, and a metallic, vibrant pinky red for the lips to keep this look sexy and sultry. If you don't have a date for Valentine's or you're a Valentine's Day hater, hey, no judging. This could still be a great look for any important date where you want to look sophisticated, yet effortless, subtle, yet daring. You know it, girl, you little vixen. Right now, let's get started. I start with a generous spritz of Yves Rocher Pink Grapefruit Vitamin Face Mist. It hydrates and preps the skin for flawless makeup application and also lengthens the makeup's durability. I continue prepping the skin with my recent favorite, Honey Dew Me Up Hydrating Primer by NYX. Since I'll use a very mattifying foundation later on, I prefer using a hydrating primer underneath. I'm bouncing it on my skin using the Powerpuff Blending Sponge by W7. It's less soft than the original Beauty Blender, but it gets the job done, and it's one of the cheapest beauty blending sponges on the market, so I decided to feature it in this video. Now is also a good time to tap on any pore minimizing primer wherever you have very visible pores on your face. The problem is I don't have any drugstore price pore minimizing primer yet, so I applied mine off camera. Onto brows, I'm using L'Oreal's Brow Artist Designer Pencil in Dark Brunette, which is totally too dark for me, but worry not, I will light it up a bit with the next product. And that next product is Essence Eyebrow Stylist Set. It's a duo of shadows in the shade Natural Blonde. I go over my entire brow with the lighter shade to lighten it up a bit and make it look even and saturated. I then brush off the excess. To set it all in place, I brush on the Essence Lash and Brow Clear Gel Mascara. And for a split moment there, hey, I'm Frida Kahlo. Onto eyes. I'm using NYC City Proof 24-Hour Eye Primer and even it out by tapping my eyelids gently with my fingers. To keep it all locked in place and easy to blend later, I use Rimmel London Stay Matte Transparent Setting Pressed Powder all over the lid. To make the bright pinky shimmery shades I'm going to use later really pop, I put on a base of the white Kajal Khôl pencil liner by KIKO and blend it a bit with a synthetic brush. Notice that I do each eye separately so that the Kajal doesn't dry up while I'm working on the other eye. Ooh! We're gonna have here a little hack. We're using little sticky tab markers to help achieve a crisp outline on our outer V. I place them in an angle that continues the natural line of my waterline. These sticky tabs have such weak glue that they're totally safe to use around the eyes, and it's much better and safer than tape. I start the look with Peach Smoothie by Geek and create a hazy wash of peachy transition color all over the crease. Next, I use Cocoa Bear by Geek and focus it on the outer V. After a few swipes of the brush placing the color in place, I use a brush swapper to remove the remaining product off the brush and blend it further. You can also just use a piece of kitchen paper to remove the excess color off of the brush. Next is this beautiful bright shimmery duo baked eyeshadow by KIKO, number 13. I first used the darker shade, which is this beautiful purplish brown, and tap it on the outer third of my mobile lid, and very slightly bring whatever is left on the brush into the crease, taking it no further than the middle of the crease. I then take the golden pinky shade and pack it on a dense brush and wet the brush with the same face mist by Yves Rocher I used at the beginning of the tutorial. I placed it on the rest of the lid. Wetting the shadow gives it immediately the full vibrancy of the color, making it look more foiled and shiny. As a gradient color between the dark brown and light pink, I decided to use this vibrant shimmery peachy coral blush from Sleek's Contouring and Blush Palettes. They are called Face Form, and this one is in the shade Light. I wet the brush too for this blush shade and place it on top of where the brown and pink shades meet. So yeah, break the rules, use a blush as an eyeshadow. Makeup is fun, play with it. And later, I take a bit of the brown and the pink to blend the colors together so they don't end up appearing like a block of different colors and look like a smooth gradient. I then took a tiny bit more of the brown on a fluffy brush and blended the crease to make everything look soft and cloudy. And for some dazzling inner corner highlight, I use Prism Loose Pigment by Makeup Geek. For the inner brow bone definition, I use Makeup Revolution Ultra Bronze. It makes the entire eye look a lot more natural because it mimics the real shadow we all have right there. For eyeliner, I'm using the new Essence Extreme Lasting Easy Glide and Waterproof Eye Pencil in the shade But First, Espresso. It's a beautiful matte dark brown, and by the way, a video review about these pencils is coming up very, very soon up on my channel, so stay tuned. I'm lining only the outer third of my eye because my eye specifically is very small, and if I would line the entire lash line, it would erase all the work I did so far. But if you have a really big eyelid with lots of space, then by all means feel free to finish the line all over your lash line. Time to remove the sticky tab markers. I use a Q-tip to very gently clean my pencil liner, and with a wet wipe with a bit of micellar water, I clean any fallout from under my eye. Going back to the face, I'm using the W7 sponge again and a mix of 2 shades of Maybelline's Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, shade 105 and 115. The slightly darker shade goes in the perimeter of my face, and the lighter shade goes on the high points and middle of my face. I really like how it already gives the face more dimension that way. I'm prepping my eyes for concealer with Catrice Retouch Healthy Look Concealer, which I use in their Corrector shade, which is a Salmony color. And I used the mini W7 sponge to blend it out. By the way, it's a lot softer than the big sponge. For concealer, I'm using KIKO's Dark Circle Concealer. It's really creamy, light, and doesn't settle into fine lines, which makes it amazing. I'm using Rimmel Stay Matte again to set my concealer, and I'm putting a light dusting of it on my T-zone where I tend to get really oily during the day. Now, since the foundation is a matte formula, there's no need to powder areas that aren't prone to get greasy throughout the day, and that's why I'm only setting the middle of my face. To finish my eye look, I take a pencil brush with a bit of Cocoa Bear, tap away the excess of the brush, and smudge it on the outer 2/3 of my lower lash line. Then I take Peach Smoothie again and blur out Cocoa Bear to make sure it's smoky and has somewhat of a fade out. I also take a very precise dense brush that is actually meant for drawing eyebrows, and I stamp Cocoa Bear really close to the lash line to give it more definition. And blend it out just a bit with a fluffier brush. I take the Essence brown pencil again and continue the line from the upper eyeliner flick and follow it down on to the outer third of the lower lash line, and then smudge it with the same brow brush I used to stamp Cocoa Bear with. Feel free to add a nude liner to your waterline. The reason I didn't do so is because on the day of filming I had a bit of a watery eye. It's also the reason why I didn't add any falsies, but if you want to add any of those two, please feel free to do so. And now y'all, we gon' curl them lashes. Curl them good. Yeah. For mascara, I'm going to use Maybelline's Lash Sensational Mascara. But wait, what is this postcard doing here? Well, since I don't want to ruin this beautiful eye look I just created, I'm going to use this lovely postcard courtesy of Styletone as my eyeshadow guard barrier, because even though I've been putting on mascara my entire life, I still cannot go smudge free. So hey, I make do with what I can. And guess what? So should you. If like me you're skipping falsies, make sure to put on at least 2 coats of mascara to get beautiful, dramatic, and fully thick looking lashes. Onto contouring. I'm using Sculpting Touch by KIKO, placing it under my jawline, slightly above the hollows of my cheeks, under my nose, and on the perimeter of my forehead. And then, blend, blend, blend. Flawlessly, of course. Time to bronze up. I'm using Makeup Revolution Ultra Bronze, and with a giant brush, start warming up my face, mostly above the hollows of my cheeks, and also at the top of my forehead, connecting it to my hairline. With whatever's left on the brush, I also bronze up the nose and connect the bronzer to the sides of my eyes for a seamless, natural look. As usual, I forget to contour my nose. So once I'm done bronzing, I take KIKO Sculpting Touch again, and with a small oval brush, I contour my nose and blend, of course. It's very important to remember to connect the contour shade to the inner eyebrow hollow of the orbital bone for achieving a natural looking shadow. Let's blush it up. First, I'm using Silky Touch Blush by Essence in the shade Baby Doll, and place it generously, like almost too much, on the apples of my cheeks, and then I tone it down a little with whatever is left off of the foundation on the sponge. Doing so helps achieving a very flushed from within look, and it keeps the blush put all day long. I repeat this step at least twice to really lock in the pigment of the blush into my cheeks, because as you may or may not know, blush is the first type of makeup that fades, more so than any other type of makeup. To get a more glowy look, I use H&M Pure Radiance Power Blusher in Golden Peach as a blush topper. Its shade, by the way, is a perfect dupe for the famous NARS Orgasm. I put it slightly above where I put Baby Doll so that it will that way blend better into the highlight that I'm gonna put next. Oh, and remember that blush I used from the contour palette by Sleek as an eyeshadow? That one is also a perfect dupe for NARS Orgasm. You're welcome! And if we're already talking about Sleek palettes, then for highlight I'm using their super famous Solstice palette. I'm using a mixture of the champagne shade and the golden white shade. I'm placing it on the high points of my cheeks, above my highest point of my eyebrow arch, the tip of my nose, bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and chin, because we want to be glowing to the gods this Valentine's Day. We're beginning to wrap it up here. For lips, I'm first going in with number 233 Waterproof Lip Liner by Flormar, and I fill in my entire lips surface. This really helps increase the longevity of any lip product you're going to put on top and is actually so crucial for red lips. The reason is that red lips tend to enhance every tiny mistake you do by a billion, so using the lip liner really helps getting that accuracy and control you need. And lastly, I'm putting on Milani's Amore Metallics Lip Cream in number 6, Madly in Love. It's a gorgeous red with a hint of pink and is of course metallic. Here's a little trick for avoiding getting any lipstick on your teeth. Take a Q-tip, put the cotton ball part inside your mouth, slide it from side to side, and take it out. All the excess product will be left on the Q-tip instead of on your teeth. I do it twice just to be sure. I'm spritzing the face mist again to make sure nothing looks cakey, and we're done! That's it, babes. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you like it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It really helps my channel. It actually makes it more searchable. If you're not following me yet on all my social media platforms, everywhere my handle is YoffiBeauty. On Facebook, I'm YoffiBeauty Doreen Makeup Artist. If you're not subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? You can just click on my head here. Don't forget to also click on the little bell down there so that you will get a notification whenever a new video appears. That's it, babes. I love you so much and have an amazing Valentine's Day. Bye!